execution. It's in how it changes the dynamics of BLACKLIST lineup, their opponents, that allows for them to get the big dubs. With that said, Blacks International, I think if they wanted to go fast, if ever they were going to go fast, it was with a lineup like this. So already, they're off to a great start, but Bull's still in FLUX's court, man. Momentum's with them.
All right. Let's see how much momentum is going to carry them over that finish line as we are contested for both sides. 1-1 is the current game score as we jump into the land of dawn for game number 3. If you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's going to be BLACKLIST International on the blue side up against FLux Esports on the red side.
All right, so BLACKLIST wants to go fast, right? They want to hit the zoom zoom. On the other hand, I feel like FLux, like they always try to do, they need to try to slow them down here. They have the Minotaur, similar to the Tigreal. They have something that can kind of delay any type of oppression or aggression that BLACKLIST maybe wants to bring in these first few minutes.
Yeah, I think the perfect term for FLUX's winning image is the tempo break, the clutch, the turn. Because as soon as BLACKLIST tries to get into position, try to set up the burst, try to set up the CC with Edward and of course Renege's offensive Holy Baptism, FLUX just presses the button. All right, let's turn it dark, let's heal up, let's clap back, let's put you up into the air, trampoline with the Minoan Fury, and you go from there. Looking at our emblem game so far, you see that it's the Assassin on the Hellcurt, and Assassin also on Tsunsui, while they're both rocking the Lethal Ignition. So there's a solid amount of burst coming in from these Assassin and Fighter type junglers. Again, they're borderline utility. They're borderline just for their kit alone or mobility.
I mean, the Knockout Strike, the Dark Knight Falls, both of them really useful abilities, especially when paired together with some of the small strategies that you can actually go when it comes down to, hey, lock somebody down, don't worry, Edward can easily follow up with that. Or maybe Yue can even take a huge ultimate like the Minoan Fury. Well, is there an argument for him to take the Dark Knight Falls as well? I mean, if we're blind, we're both blind.
Imagine just both teams popping at the same time.
Yeah, no,
lights out, baby.
That just almost confirms a disengage, right? And if you're BLACKLIST and you need a disengage at that moment, it's good, but just the same, you want to go fast. Why would you do that?
I mean, well, I would only assume when it comes down to these neutrals, right, and you're worried about Apex 47, and he just doesn't show face. Here we go.
Speaking of the Dark Knight Falls, there it goes. TNZ trying to zone away Yue, but still BLACKLIST holds down on this turtle pit. We're going to see some rotations up from Alien here. Rosa waiting for a moment to maybe come in. TNZ going to clear this minion. I'm ready for that flicker, but Edward is ready for it too. Looks like FLUX is going to back off on this one.
All right. Double lane for Oheb, and of course a turtle for Tsunsui. It's a big win for Black.
I mean, FLUX conceded that. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. Apex 47 wasn't level 4, and Yue just stole his ult and can use it while the Minotaur could not. It's one of the few small situations where it's like, it's not bad, it's pretty good.
Yep, and I think that is the jackpot. If you're looking at ults for Yue to steal, I'd say number 1 would still be Minoan Fury. Second would be the penalty zone, and then maybe Dark Knight Falls.
As we continue to move on in this game, right, we're waiting for BLACKLIST International. Like, what's the game plan here, right? How exactly are they going to start developing a lead for maybe even Tsunsui? Oh, God.
Speaking of game plans, FLUX wants to try to maybe push it here, but Tsunsui is onto them. All hanging out in the tri-bush. FLUX not scared at all.
Yeah, no. For BLACKLIST, what you want to do is, again, go fast, farm up, clear, and then convert. If you can get a pick off, yes, because your lineup goes much, much faster in that direction. And it'll happen much better when Oheb is ready. Looking at the item game so far, he is up again against Sunshine 200 Gold. So that's where you see the fruits of his labor being a double lane farmer. And oh, close call. Rosa cannot black shoes, by the way. Only did it because it was a clear call, but from there, what FLUX wants to do is turn on these major objectives. Turn when they have the Minoan Fury. Turn when they have Dark Knight Falls.
Ooh, a lot of damage. TNZ forced to use Dark Knight Falls just to try to get away. Rosa there to help. Let's take a look at this duo hero statistic. Lilia and Terizla, 55.8% rate.
Good numbers.
Very, very good numbers. Again, both of these heroes now becoming... I mean, I'm very happy that Terizla is as meta as it is now when it used to be absolutely untouched. But even for Lilia, right, there's some great arguments for her now to be even more effective compared to previously where everyone was like, it's Novaria or nothing.
Yeah, no, especially in the age of Faramis Valentina, that just instantly, the fact that those two heroes are in your draft defines what your team fights look like. Lilia has become a breakout star, only, again, maybe second to Tigreal.
As this game progresses, right, one of the few interactions that is good to see that Sensui is abusing is that knockout strike. Every single time he's using it against TNZ, yes, he gets silenced, but he's also creating space to force TNZ to make a decision. You either jump at me or you jump out. There is no in between. There is no time to decide.
I guess there is a third option. I jump you. There will come a point wherein even TNZ will not be ready, given that his kit is very committal. He can use his dash to disengage, but from then on, the rest of FireFlux have to respond. The rest of FireFlux have to be ready to protect TNZ because, again, the reason why Helkert is a very specific kind of hero is his disengage is almost abysmal. You need to use his ult to save him. Oh!
Waiting for the rotation back. I like that. J with a defensive holy baptism there. Oheb able to get back to safety. I like the trap they laid there, but a little ill executed.
There you go, that's what I was talking about, right? The fact that you're gonna have to use one of your big ticket skills if in case the engage doesn't work out.
Ooh, now they're going for Sunshine. Sunshine able to kite back though. Reapply some damage on Edward. Terrify does land on Rosa. There goes Minoan's Fury. A lot of damage on Edward.
Ow.
Face full of torn apart memories, and Edward goes down. Sunshine picking up the kill, getting first blood.
Oh, it's definitely one of those moments where I thought I was going to cast the curse hit for sure, right? TNZ ends up whiffing the initial dash, so they didn't get enough of a silence for the follow-up to actually make it count. And the Holy Baptism comes out, and at that point, it's too late, right? He didn't bother using the Deadly Stingers. There's just no time to do so. If it was, you know, on a tight, since the window is so tight, it could have been killed, but here we go.
TNZ looking for UA. Alien helps him out with a supported penalty zone. Sensui wants to lock on Alien though. Wait, no, gonna switch over to the mid side. Doesn't want to take too much damage. At this point, they're just covering all bases.
FireFlux are overloading Blacklist senses. Again, when you're afraid of the dark and you don't know what's in a certain bush, and there's real damage getting packed into the cores of FireFlux this early on, under 7 minutes, then you are going to buckle. Blacklist now going to lose some presence here in this bottom lane, allowing for this next turtle to be as close to 50-50, the last turtle, and they even have time to help TNZ get space to get his orange, and then they fight, they engage.
All right, now FireFlux for the first time wanting to fight for this turtle. All 5 members hanging out in the pit. Let's rumble. Blacklist wants to try to take it too. Edward holding the front side, looking for the knockup, but a penalty zone comes to the backside. Dark Knight falls. UA pops up an Owen's Fury of his own though, but Apex 47 is here to help Sensui. Still able to secure the turtle. Sensui looking for more. Apex goes down. Edward able to find him a Sunshine. Unloading. Alien goes down right now to 2-4-3. FireFlux loses the turtle, but takes 1 extra member.
What a fight from both sides. Great target priority for the side of Blacklist International. And you could see that Sensui was so close to maybe achieving a triple kill there for himself, getting so deep in the sauce there. But you got to give it to Sunshine. His targets to stun, to stop combinations, perfect once he knew that J was down, to not give him that extra bit of movement speed to close the distance afterwards.
That's situational awareness. Even as a Brody who wants to get max stacks on as many opponents as possible and then pressing the button on the ult, it's so easy to actually get blinded by that fact. But the truth is, once FireFlux gets in a position and you actually time out Blacklist's window of opportunity to burst down the key sources for FireFlux's follow-through, then you're good. Again, that's the key here. FireFlux needs follow-through. That combo between the Dark Knight Falls and the Minoan Fury is so good, but if there's no follow-through, Blacklist will win, and that's why it was a trade. That could have been a clean 3 for none, 2 for none for either side, but that just shows they both know what each other's packing.
it's a matter of respect. When somebody sizes you up like that, especially when they have that much heat against them, it's dangerous. And especially, this is an elimination match, right? This is an elimination series, as a matter of fact.
And this is something I was a little worried about from FLux. I was worried that they'd be a little too scared to size back. It's something that I felt kind of happened to them during Deus Vault, but now, even if they're a little below, even if the gold lead isn't in their favor, they're willing to hang out in the fight, hang out in the ring, and try to throw those punches to come out on top.
And if you're playing against a team like Deus Vault, you pick up a few things. Deus Vault was responsible for 2 of the longest games in the group stage, so you know how patient they are. And with a lineup like this, FLux, they have to be very patient, and they have to time out even the Hitman's mobility, even the Hitman's vision. So right now we're back to the same situation as Game 2. They're overloading the Hitman's vision, even if it's very good, the way he's able to check pushes. Here we
Dark
go.
Knight falls. Apex 47 on to Sensui. Sensui takes the Lord. What a steal. The FLux aren't done just yet. Yue able to take down A47. Tienzi finds Edward. Alien on the run. A final shot on Rosa, and Sunshine goes down. Sensui wants more. Yue still hungry. Is it a full team wipe? Rosa the last one standing. He's got to try to get out of here. Oheb doesn't want to let it happen. A couple more shots and down. BLACKLIST come out on top.
What a wipeout here. We were looking for the commitment. We were looking for the whole for FLux Esports so that BLACKLIST International can pull this in their favor as the agents go wild. A 4K lead in their pocket. Let's see how much damage they can apply to FLux.
They didn't see that coming. Was that the first time we actually saw Yue with a stolen Dark Knight Falls?
Yes.
It was perfect, given that, again, we're talking about how FLux's lineup needs the follow-through, needs the follow-up, needs to know after this combo, after Apex and Tienzi put in their ult, we do so and so. They forgot that BLACKLIST can do that too with Yue's Valentina. So now they said, Oheb, hold on to the Blazing Duet, hold on to your kit. You do it when we're ready. And they did. Sensui let out everything, knockout punch and all. And then the right clicks, which is the difference between the Brody and the Claude. The reason why Claude is such a commodity right now is even after the ult, you deal much more damage than the Brody in a DOT situation.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw Yue use that Dark Knight Falls, I thought it was gonna be a disengage. I thought it was like, okay, Sensui, you stole the Lord, let's get out of here. But no, it was like, let's do this.
Stick around and find out.
Yep.
It's definitely one of those great moments, but it's also showing the evolution of BLACKLIST International, because most teams, and especially those who are not making it to the top 1% of the world, will always fall back to something safe like the Minoan Fury. But real talk though, with both sides blind and communications just not really cut off, but haywire, you can definitely see that even for people like Tienzi, who was sitting by the Lord, getting forced out like that, that's gotta be frustrating.
Oh, here it is.
Too.
Look at this. The first awardee of the greatest talent award in the history of the M Series amongst us. All
Best
right.
in the world.
Wait,
is that?
zoom in on that.
Hey.
Is that what I think it is?
Yes.
Bomba Kid preschool.
Yep. It's
That's how you get strong, guys.
It's a new product line, I guess, so that you can make sure that by the fresh age of 3 years old, you're training your children to be MLBB stars.
Yes, to be bombastic.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's
I
getting
need to
on
get some for
board.
my daughter.
Yes.
Everybody's getting on board with the trend right now. Kid Bomba has made an impact, and we're talking about EXP laners in a match where both EXP laners have been veterans and made name for themselves. Alien and as well as Edward, I would say out of all the matches we've seen so far, this has been a little underwhelming for both of them. Edward has had some almost pixel perfect engages until you realize it's literally a pixel short.
Both XP laners debuted in the M Series in M3, with Alien coming in from Bedell, Edward coming in with BLACKLIST winning the thing eventually. You're right though, I have to agree that maybe there's still a little bit of an X factor coming in from these two young athletes.
All right, back into the game now. 5K gold lead. BLACKLIST just took a huge swing with that last fight. FLux, it kind of felt like they had a little bit of control over the game, but now that control is thrown to the wind.
And with a 5K lead like that, the question is whether they can find the 2X. And I mean, so far the damage is good, right? BLACKLIST International are finally in a position of power, a position that is very advantageous considering that Oheb has his core items in comparison to Sunshine. 2 levels down, in a matter of fact. And let's just double check with the damage dealt. Rosa, still on top. Just, okay.
But it's okay, because you have Rafaela. As soon as you try and clear those shadow energies, and you try and check how far and how deep Rosa can go, as well as Sunshine, you can top up and then come through. Again, the photo meta is still real. The fact that they nerfed the item doesn't mean it's out. You're still very good, and you're still always combat ready, compared to FLux, who's playing with their greens so often. But by that I mean they're playing with their ults. Again, between a lineup that can rely on their right clicks and their skills 1 and 2, compared to a lineup that needs their ults, if you have better engagement, better positioning, then the Prior will win.
Exactly. And more so, if we really look at BLACKLIST International's composition, they don't have any necessary ways to poke out their opponent, right? And I think that's the important thing. That's why BLACKLIST International are sticking so close together, right? They can top up really quickly, but the same can be applied for FLux Esports. Yes, they can poke with Rosa, but there's the top up from BLACKLIST International. And if any one of the members is missing from the side of FLux Esports, the whole composition starts to crumble.
All right, here we go. Edward is going to lock on to Tienzi there, do a little bit of damage with the stingers. Sensui going to hang out by this Lord right now. Alien also maybe going to have to go back up to that top lane to clear those minions. It's a little bit too much. BLACKLIST know it. They're going to try to take this. I think FLUX's only opportunity. Try to pop a nice Dark Knight Falls, try to get a Lord Steal, try to get the hell out of there. Sensui knows it though, along with the rest of the team. Yue gets terrifying to Rosa. Rosa tries to re-engage. Wait a second, Minoan's Fury comes down. Dark Knight Fall drops. Tienzi goes in. He gets the steal. Try to run away, but you just can't today. Renny J goes down, but they've taken 2 along with him. Next could be Sunshine. Sunshine on the run, and that is it. Alien along with Rosa make it just Alien. He's all alone, and Sensui's gonna be the last one to punch in the final blow, the knockout strike. All he's gotta do is land 1 more, but Alien survives. They've got a Lord on their side. FLux may survive.
What a steal from Tienzi, but what a dive coming in from BLACKLIST International. That's what we wanted to see, a full synchronized backline jump, and it worked out. They poked out Apex, and now they're going to get an inhibitor.
Make that 2. Down bottom, Oheb is also working on it. Top lane 2, wow, the defensive penalty zone.
Nice penalty zone. Tienzi is back up. Minoan's Fury does come out. Edward on the run. Sensui gonna go down. Sunshine able to pick him up. Tienzi still on the chase, able to flicker in. Look for Yue, gets terrified, or decides to actually just back off. Apex 47 trying to force him out of their hometown. Rosa coming from the side lane. FLux finally reclaiming some of their land.
Wow. Again, FLux showing us that even if we know we're down on firepower, we can do something very specific, and that is confirm objectives. Interesting. That wave was left.
Oh no, the housekeeping was not done, and the mold is set in, breaking the last inhibitor. Now, I mean, you gotta admit, this has got to be a pretty good situation for BLACKLIST International. Now, regardless of the gold lead, now they can do the Lord dance, and more so, they can really drag it out.
And with a situation like that, Oheb read into it and said, you know what? The waves are on our side. The waves are our friends. I'm going to build a Windtalker. Yes, that's the Windtalker. And just straight up attack the waves when it's a go. Because look, a minute from now, Lord's gonna spawn. Best believe, BLACKLIST's gonna pressure that long lane, make this Lord dance more perilous for FLux to answer for, and then they can slowly but surely get into another winning position. They're gonna force a response from FLux, wherein FLux might not be completely ready.
Well, let's find out whether that's going to be the case, right? Damage dealt. Yue is catching up fast to Rosa. Rosa's gotta be careful. So far, so good, but I feel like if FLux wants to have any semblance of bouncing back, it's figuring out a way to punish Oheb and Renegade collectively, right? Because Edward so far has been peeling unbelievably for the team, and he might not necessarily be the one that you want to take down.
I think step number 1 is to bait out a Purify. The fact that BLACKLIST International now respect the very little but very potent CC that FLux is presenting means they're on to something. So if BLACKLIST can pop 1 Purify and then FLux can wait that out, then maybe FLux can bounce back. That's where they start.
And Tienzi keeps walking into those punches. Sensui always ready for him. This Lord, I mean, if BLACKLIST gets this, I think it's GG's unless FLux pulls something off incredible. Tienzi's gonna be forced to try to go for the steal again. Does he want to maybe try to take somebody out, though? Do they maybe just want to make this the last fight instead of just the Lord steal? It's definitely going to be tough, and there's a lot of things they got to answer here in a small amount of time.
Nope, that's a full-on reset. Sensui overextending that Lord dance, and we're back. Black is doing so well to clean up these bushes.
Yeah, they can do this all day, and now they're gonna blitz it down, right? This is gonna be a no contest for the side.
Oh,
wait.
Tienzi's maybe going to go for it here. No.
Okay.
Pull back, pull back, pull back.
Yeah, I think it's fine, right? Because their high ground defense, as long as they got Rosa, is pretty okay overall.
But Gideon, that's the only thing they have. That's the only real semblance of wave clear. So on a scale of nothing to this is great, they're closer to nothing. It's just Rosa.
Let's see as they start walking up to the base.
All right, Lord encroaching, Sensui taking the top side, nice knock up. Edward able to secure it on Alien, Alien pops Bentley zone, able to flicker away. Sunshine still chipping away at this Lord. Sensui looking for an angle, Alien getting brought low, knocked up. Apex 47 with no one's fury, but Oheb tips him down quick. UA with no one's fury of his own. It's a full team wipe, and now nothing but the base stands. BLACKLIST International able to take game number 3.
Nicely done, pushing it